Hello, and welcome to Twin Peaking, where I showed my friend Jay my personal list of worst to best episodes of Twin Peaks, and she sees if she can figure out what the show is. If you're liking the show, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and tell anyone you think might be interested. Also, please make sure to go follow my friend Jay at twitch.tv/JanuaryK. That's January K-A-Y. Without further ado, let's get into it. I'm not in the right folder yet, so I'm not doing the intro, but this will probably still be a cold open because that's what I do.
I just finished my breakfast.
What was for breakfast?
I made peanut butter and cucumber crackers and like mini sandwiches.
Peanut butter and cucumber?
Yeah, I know it's a weird food combination, but I like it.
Okay. No, I wasn't like judging. It is weird though.
It is abnormally weird. I recognize that, but I don't know. There's something good about the cool cucumber and the peanut butter. It just hits different.
Okay. I'm loading up the video now, and then I'm going to share it with you, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay.
All right. God, I feel like we're forgetting something now. And by we, I mean I, because I'm the one steering this boat.
Yes, Captain.
Yes, General.
General.
Oh boy. Okay. You can
Pop out.
You're in?
Yes, I'm in.
Okay. Hey Jay, how's it going?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good, Captain.
Okay, now I have to keep that in there though. That sucks.
Yeah, you're
Thanks.
right.
Thanks
Fuck.
for that.
I was cleaning my ears in that clip, so maybe mute my video or like put a black on my video.
Oh, it sounded like you were blowing your nose.
Yeah. Oh, I did also blow my nose. It was gross. So
good. Oh, good.
Maybe don't keep that in there.
We're all gonna look bad now, so there we go. At least I gotta keep out the part where I spilled my hot chocolate everywhere at the start of the call. We're a mess. No, it is really weird. I don't know if people who watch this care about this part of it or not, like the waffling that we do. But,
yeah.
Like, let us know in the comments. No, it is weird to have been talking to you for about 15 minutes and then be like, all right, we're gonna start. Hey Jay, how's it going? Like, it feels weird to do that, but also you do need to start somewhere.
Valid. Yeah.
What I mean?
Yep, I get you.
But how are you doing?
I am good. I'm tired, but you know.
Yeah.
I'm ready. This is for those, I don't want to pull the curtain back, but like, it's been a bit since we recorded the last episode. And so. Yeah. This will be a good step back into it, I think. Yeah.
We had logistical problems, and then there were a couple times we could have recorded, but people are seeing what the name and episode this is. I'm not going to tell you the name until we're done. But I think that there's a pretty obvious reason why, for people who've seen this, of why I want us to have extra time afterwards to discuss and talk about this episode. And so because of that, it's been really hard to schedule time for us to watch this. So it has been a minute. How have you been feeling about the loss of Twin Peaks for a few weeks now?
It's been okay. Because I have searched up Kyle MacLachlan on like Instagram and stuff, his posts have been coming up. And so the other, like a couple, like, was it last week? He did a campaign with Balenciaga and it looked kind of ridiculous. And all I did was like screenshot it and send it to Mac and said nothing else about it. Like no context as to what it was. Now I keep getting freaking like Twin Peaks stuff. Like some of the actors have like come up on my Instagram feed now. I'm like, oh wait, this is XYZ. Like I was like, wait a minute, I recognize this person. So it's kind of crazy.
So like they must have like mics open or something, right? Like, which we all know they're spying on all of us.
They're listening.
Like, Yeah, because like Kyle MacLachlan is also famous for actually quite a few things that I didn't realize. Like I think he was like a husband in Real Housewives or something as like a villain character, and like like he's played he was in the Fallout show, and he's so he's done a few different things that like if you were just following him, like I find it hard to, like, as big as Twin Peaks is, I find it hard to believe that they'd instantly peg, like, oh, you must be here for Twin Peaks. It must be some kind of that, like, oh, we're studying human psychology and you seem like you would be in, or like you're learning about Twin Peaks right now type shit, you know? Not, But yeah, no, you said that for me, like, no context. And it was just like, what a fine older man. Like, it was very funny. I just started last week streaming Deadly Premonition, which I don't know how much you know about that game.
No, I don't know too much about it. Yeah.
Okay, it's like a Swery 51 game from like the 2000s. That's essentially just like a Japanese Twin Peaks ripoff.
Okay.
Not even in the way that Silent Hill ripped off Twin Peaks, but like in the like, there's an FBI agent and he experiences some weird stuff and he loves coffee and like just an actual ripoff, and it's I'm playing it on the Switch. It's the least optimized game I've ever played, and like that's saying something for us.
That's
I don't think that's actually true. You and I individually have played less optimized games for sure, but like it's in the running. And like it's so bad because I can't find my controller for the Switch, so I had to play it on Joy-Cons.
Oh no!
While streaming. Yeah, it was a nightmare, and so like I actually canceled the stream yesterday because I still can't find my fucking Switch controller. Anyways, so that's how I've been feeling Twin Peaks, because like I finished it with my mom. And I had to take a break with another friend I'm watching it with to introduce. Like, since I started watching Twin Peaks, I don't think there's been a time I haven't been watching Twin Peaks in the last in the last year and a half or like whatever. Like last year in December into January is when I watched it and finished it.
Okay.
And since then, I have never not been watching Twin Peaks or consuming part of the media.
That's hilarious. That's actually pretty funny.
And so in the last couple of weeks has been like one of the larger gaps of me not be like consuming Twin Peaks media. so that's why I started Deadly Premonition.
I see.
It's good. It's good to be back. And on that note, we're gonna get started on season 2, episode 8. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. Okay, goodness me. Okay, hi. I'm
Hi.
here. I'm here. I'm back. We're good. So, what'd you think? As is my first question at all times.
Overall, I think it's a good episode. Aside from a couple weird spots, I think that's my overall vibe with it.
Sure.
This time around, yeah.
So, this was the first episode that was done after Mark Frost and David Lynch basically walked away. Mark Frost was a little bit more involved for the next couple, if I remember correctly, and then fully steps away, but has already started to step back. And David Lynch is like fully pissed off and left.
I'd left by this point. Okay.
Yeah. Well, literally, they did the episode before this, so like that was their last one up until like 17, where they start to get more involved again. Basically until that hiatus.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So, there's some stuff in there, but that's some context that you should have. But yeah, overall thoughts, opinions. Thought it was good.
I thought overall it was a good episode. I think, I'm feeling how I feel about this episode as I did when I watched Twin Peaks for the first time with you, like that first episode that we did, of me trying to keep up with things that are happening. Like, how do I describe this? Like basically, I'm getting a whole new set of information, like I did that first episode that we watched, and some of it is like I'm trying to, like, some of it of information that I've heard of before, like Leland, I've heard of before, and so I have a bit more context as to what is going on around. But overall, it's like, it feels like it's like a whole, like I feel like my hard drive expanded, and like there's a new folder in the hard drive that like was a hidden folder before, and now it's opened up, kind of deal. So that's how it feels to watch this episode. Yeah. I think that makes sense, because like the first episode I ever showed you was like the very end of a whole arc of stuff too. Yes, yeah.
And so like you know, this kind of feels in that same ballpark of like, if not the end of the arc, at the very least like the period right before it, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Any other general thoughts before we get into individual episodes?
General thoughts. I am feeling good about this episode. I feel it you know how hold on, let me look at the previous episode.
Sure.
It feels more murder mystery to me. Like, aside from some of Leland's stuff, which we'll get into, this feels more like season 1 episode 2 that we watched. It feels more like that as opposed to the other episodes that we've watched so far. In terms of like I don't know how to describe how I feel about it, but like that's what it seems like to me in terms of vibe. So I don't know. I liked this episode a lot.
Okay.
So
yeah. There's a lot to talk about. A lot of stuff that involves certain theory crafting you had going already. Seeing how that'll impact it. But we could get into those individually. One final question before we get into them scene by scene. Then, this episode is called "Drive with a Dead Girl."
Okay.
Yep, I wanted to hold on to that before we started the episode. What do you think of that title?
I hate it when titles spoil the whole point of the episode. That's what I will say. I don't like... It's a fitting title, yes, but yeah, it spoils the episode. I'm not a big fan of that.
So do you think that before this episode we knew she was dead, or do you think that's a reveal to us? I
don't think, like, here's my theory, is that I don't think that we actually see her being murdered. Like, maybe she was murdered off screen or in the previous episode, or it's like implied that she's murdered. But the hard hitting, like, oh shit, she's dead, is that reveal in that first scene of the episode, which we'll get into. So I don't think we actually see her be murdered on the show. I think it's on
ABC Family, right?
Like, yeah.
Network television, yeah. Okay. Well, that transitions perfectly into what the opening scene was we see Leland Palmer there playing golf in his living room. Yeah.
Overall, I liked the unsettling nature of like the scenes that are shot, right? Like the camera's off tilt in some shots. I really liked the shot of us looking down on him in the closet. As he opens the bag with her body in it. I really like that shot because it's very reminiscent of like God is always watching kind of deal. And, you know, it's very like we see, like you can't hide from, you know, other forces that are watching you do these dastardly deeds kind of deal. I don't know. I really like that shot. It's kind of unsettling.
Okay.
I think overall I liked the scene. Before I get into it,
James and Donna
what?
show up.
Yes, James
we
and Donna
also
showed
see
up,
Leland Palmer look into a mirror. His face changes.
Yes.
Grace Zabriskie as Sarah Palmer calls down to see how they're going. And Leland tells Donna and James that, Maddie's already left to go back home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's the events as they happen.
Yes.
Not as they happen, out of order, but those are the events.
Yeah. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
I liked James and Donna. I'm glad to see them that they're working. I feel like it's nice to see them, even though for briefly, that like they're trying to work together still. Like we get that in the later episodes of their arc, but like it's such a they're working together in later episodes in the arc. Like in contrast, even though this scene is very short, it's clear that like Donna cares for James, but then in the later episodes where that is showcased, it's in dumbass situations that make it feel kind of cheesy. I don't know how to describe it. Like this scene of them, looking for Maddie, like does so much for their characters together than they do in later episodes, I feel. Does that make sense? Like, is there something?
Yeah, entirely.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if we've seen a certain scene.
It sounds like you need to start taking notes of like what happens in each episode.
No, for sure. No, wow, okay. Hey.
I mean, that's true. If you can't remember if we've seen a certain scene or not, that means that, like, we've mentioned it before, but you've watched too much Twin Peaks where you don't remember what happens in each episode. And so to not spoil me, it sounds like you need to write notes.
I don't think that's gonna help me at all. It's not gonna help. No, we have seen. I know what episode it happens in. I just couldn't remember if we had seen it.
Okay.
So yes.
Very good. Yeah, it's a short scene, but like I don't know, there's some sort of chemistry there that like I picked up on that, like I don't know, it seems absent in the later episodes. So yeah. I want to point out the crazy guy in the mirror when Leland looks in the mirror.
yeah, we've seen him a few times.
Yeah, I still don't quite understand how to process this information. Like, is it he's a ghost and he's possessing Leland, or is it that like he's I don't want to say ghost, maybe he's like a devil type entity and he's possessing Leland to do these things, or is it a more abstract kind of concept where he is represented, if the crazy guy is representative of, let's say, like fate or something, and Leland is fated to do these things and he can't fight against it. Like I'm trying to think of like
take,
I'm trying to think of how to process this information, because Cooper also has seen the crazy guy. I'm gonna call him the crazy guy from here on forward.
I should just let you know the name since we've heard it so many times. His name's Bob.
Bob. Oh, Bob.
Yeah.
Bob. Okay. Crazy guy Bob. I those are like the two kind of theories bouncing around in my head. Is it's either a ghost / devil entity, and he's making these things happen in relation to Coop. Like Coop has to stop these devil entities, ghost entities from causing chaos on this town. Is the town cursed? Or is it more so that it is a concept of something that's happening and he's just a physical manifestation of that concept.
Yeah,
so
an abstractation of like the evil that this guy does, right?
Yes, exactly. So
it's pretty clear that Leland is like a respected member of the community. So like, is this the metaphor for the evil that's lurking within him, right?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly it. So those are like the two ideas.
Along those lines, like not to put the thumb on the scale or anything, but like it's good to remember that like Silent Hill is like way influenced and I think Silent Hill 2 specifically is like way influenced by Twin Peaks.
I see. I haven't played the Silent Hill game, so
the remake is really good, and also you would hate it. And so no, it's very good, and I think that like you would enjoy watching someone play it.
Okay.
Because there's a lot to it. I think you would hate it. Like you could have handled Centralia until like a while into it, and then you're like, oh, this is just really bad. Like,
yeah.
But no, I remember like we got scared that 1 hour of us shared playing it, and the tree falls, and like you're like I don't want to keep going, and it's like a tree fell, it's okay, and then there's a dog that kills us, and it was like the most bullshit thing, and we're like, oh, okay, this is just bad. Like. Unrelated. Hey, go check out our old podcast, please. Check out our old
Yeah, I was about to say. Link it below in the description, Matt.
I'm not going to remember to do that, but I'll do my best to remember that. God. But no, I'm still very proud of that podcast. Please do actually check it out, even if we're not updating it currently. Who knows? Maybe we'll take a break from this and do that after this is done for a little while. Then switch back to the who knows, right? Never give up hope. That's never happening. And so yeah, but no, this is like way or Silent Hill like way influenced this. So like metaphorical interpretations are welcome here, like the blending of metaphorical with like reality. You know what I mean?
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So that was that scene. I do have a question about this, but this will be largely for like the overall episode. But I'm gonna ask it here because this is where the information is revealed. Is like, how do you feel about Leland Palmer not necessarily having murdered just like the going after the people who killed his daughter or whatever, but like at the very least being revealed to have killed the cousin of his daughter?
Yeah. Is it like a scorched earth? Like he's like, frick everyone that killed my was remotely involved with my daughter's death kind of deal. Because like the only scene that I've seen with Maddie is when she's in the diner with Donna. I think that is the only scene that I've seen with Maddie, and they talk about Laura's secret diary. That's it.
Yeah.
And so like, is Maddie involved with Laura's death? Like, how does she have Laura's secret diary? Did Laura have it on her when she died? Is the questions that come in my head when I think about this more. And so, like, why that is a big question mark as to like, why is Leland, because like if anything I feel like Leland would hold his family closer even if it's just like a cousin of Laura, you know? And so why
what are you thinking about his mental state throughout this episode then? Let's go a little bit broader.
he's definitely not as Jerry said in the episode, the stairs don't completely go up to the attic.
That's such a good turn of phrase. It's so good.
It's so good. And so, like, I don't know what happened with Leland. Like, what caused him to break? Is it the spirits, or is it like, did he see something? Does he know something? Or is it just the death of his daughter just caused him to go crazy? Like he couldn't protect his family. Like, is that what it is? So, I feel like I am missing the entire context of season 1, essentially. And so,
your current hypothesis was that he killed Teresa Banks at the end of season 1, right? Because you thought Teresa Banks was involved with the murder of his daughter, and you're like, and that's how season 1 ends. I believe was your current working hypothesis. So you think that Maddie may have like been involved with like Teresa Banks, but like in more of a gray area where it's starting to turn like he's pushed it a little too far?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay.
I feel like Leland, it seems like Leland is more involved with other things that I haven't seen yet. That's what it feels like. Because one thread that seems in this show so far is like all the business, and like I didn't connect this thread until a later scene when Harry, we'll talk about it in the later scene, but Harry is like, I'm sick and tired of these guys getting away with everything, and it just seems like all the business people in the town have a power stronghold against everyone else, and like and he is a business guy, like Leland is a business guy alongside Ben Horn.
One of the fun scenes we saw with him in Missing Pieces was him like preparing for the business meeting with Ben Horn.
Exactly.
And he's like, oh, we're gonna learn how to say it with our family. Of like, I can't even remember the phrase despite them chanting it so much, but
so it seems like the business people, and the things that come up to my head is Ben Horn, Catherine, Leland Palmer, and in some, I would say Hank in some cases, like Hank maybe on a lower scale, but it seems like those 4 have some sort of power stronghold in some way, and so that's. It seems like Leland is not as innocent as, obviously, by the end of this episode, it's clear of that, but in other ways, I think Leland has done other things that I haven't seen yet, so.
Yeah. Well, how do you think, well, you know what? We'll get there at the end of the episode, actually, if I remember to ask this question. Okay. But yeah, so that's the end of that scene. She's in his golf bag. He takes the golf bag in, throws it in his trunk, and moves on with his day.
Yes. Yeah. The next scene is Ben Horn in jail. His brother, who is a lawyer. I think this is the first time I've seen Jerry in the show. Is it?
No, you've met Jerry before when he and Audrey were fighting for control of the estate while Ben was.
Oh, that was a while ago. That was
yes, and he also acted in a lot of the Confederate scenes of like where he was kind of a dumbass like he is. So he's been around, but he's not around as often as everyone else is. And when he is around, he's kind of like the smaller player. I think this is the first time he's been like up front besides the very first episode you saw.
Yeah, where I think you're right.
Yeah, so understandable if you forgot his existence, to be honest, at this point.
The scene of younger Jerry and younger Ben with the babysitter.
Oh, okay. So let's get into it real quick. Jerry comes in to help Ben and is like, "I'm going to be your lawyer since your regular lawyer is already on trial for murder," which I don't know if you knew yet that Leland is.
I don't think I knew that yet.
On trial for murder, but So he's like, "So I'll be your lawyer," but then. His whole he goes through and is like, hey, did you do it? And he's like, no, I was with Catherine. And it's like, well, Catherine's dead. Do you have a better alibi? and he's like, no. And then rather than sorting that out, he's like, hey, remember when we first awakened our disgusting fetishes together as brothers? Let's remember that in this bunk bed. Like,
yeah.
So yeah. And then now we can get into the scene that you were talking about.
I honestly think that scene was put there to pad the runtime. Like,
yeah, it was long.
It was unnecessarily long and unnecessarily uncomfortable. Like, it'd be one thing if it was like 2 to 5 seconds of like, them flashbacking to watching the babysitter dance in the bunk bed. Sure, like then it can be like a write-off. But like, because that scene is so long, it enhances the uncomfortableness of the situation. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you're right. Like, remember the time where we awakened our sexual fantasies together in the bunk bed? Yeah, let's make this scene 25 seconds long to really enhance it. And it's just
Listen,
like,
I remember the first time I watched Mulan. You don't see me going off about it for like 5 minutes in the middle of an episode about other stuff.
Exactly. Just like, why is
Listen,
this here?
It's not a surprise I'm bi. My sexual awakening was Mulan, okay? Like, let's go. But like, you don't hear me being like, hey, Scott. Well, he's dead. But like, if he was alive, you wouldn't think I would call up my brother and be like, hey, remember that time we watched Mulan together? Like, you know, it's weird.
Yeah,
it's a weird
it's
scene.
Weird. It's weird. It's very uncomfortable.
I think that it's so funny that you're right in a lot of ways. Of you were like, yeah, I get the same feeling from this as you did from the first episode we watched. And you were, the way you're saying that was like, oh, because of all the new information and where it sits in arcs and stuff, and that is true, and I agree with that. But the more we delve into it, the more I'm like, it really is like that episode, because that episode, one of my big complaints about it was that it's trying to do Twin Peaks. It's trying to be, rather than being Twin Peaks, like anything that's weird in it is like, isn't this weird like Twin Peaks is? Oh, isn't this like, oh, they do metaphors in Twin Peaks? Oh, well, you know, let's put Bob in a mirror, like, right?
Yeah.
And so like, this episode, it was like really the first one out of a few where it was like, oh, we're trying to emulate Twin Peaks rather than just being Twin Peaks.
Okay.
And like, I didn't really realize how many parallels this episode had to episode 15 there. But no, absolutely correct. Like this scene feels like, hey, this is something David Lynch might do, right?
Yeah.
No, if he did it, he'd do a lot better than this. Like,
yeah.
So.
Yeah. Ugh, I want to move on from that scene because it's just uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's weird. And you know, that girl may have been their age or a babysitter, and either way, it's uncomfortable. Like,
either way, it's uncomfortable.
There's not a
exactly.
good way for
There's
that to
not
exist.
a good way to look at it. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah. Okay. I make a lot of faces in this episode, so yeah, have fun with editing this one back.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. The next scene it's a brief scene at the sheriff's office where Lucy's sister Gwen comes in, and then Hawk says, there's a lot of good one-liners in this episode. Yes. And Hawk said like something like, my closest friends are white. And it's just like,
oh, well,
okay,
the lead into that is what makes the line too. Is she's like, "Oh, you must hate us white people for what we've done to you," and he's like, "No, some of my best friends are white," which is like, which is very good. But like, also, why is this in here?
Why
at
is
all?
this here?
Like,
yeah. It's very
That's how
weird.
I feel about a lot of the episode is like, oh, this is kind of good. Like, that's a funny bit. Why is it here? Like,
why is it here? Yeah, like this was unnecessary. I'm glad that Hawk got a speaking line though. That makes me happy. And it's a zinger. It's a zinger of a one-liner.
Was that the only scene he was in this week?
He was in the interrogation scene later with what's his face? Ben Horn.
Yeah, I couldn't remember who the third cop was in there. I thought it was the doc.
It was
who's
Hawk,
not a cop.
Yeah. Yeah. And then immediately we go into the next scene, which is Coop and Harry at the hotel. And they see Leland dancing in the lobby with a golf club. And Harry and Coop break the news to Leland that they made an arrest in Laura's murder, and that is Ben Horn. Ben goes off into like a corner of the hotel, starts laughing.
Leland.
But Leland.
Yes.
Sorry, I read Ben's name.
No worries.
Leland goes off into the corner, and like he's laughing, but from behind it looks like he's crying, and Coop is like, don't worry, Leland, it's okay. And Leland's like, yes. And then the scene ends.
Ask for additional information. How do you take Leland's reaction here with the laughing? Like him dancing in the hotel or whatever could be just the manic high from murdering somebody.
Yeah.
Like because apparently that's like an actual thing. But like the laughing and him saying like the law will take care of Ben. Like, do you think he's telling the truth there, or do you think he's plotting something to get at Ben? If your current theory is working?
I do think, so this goes back to my scorched earth theory with Leland, is that Leland just wants to get rid of anyone and everything that was ever connected to Laura's murder kind of deal. I do think that Ben had some influence in the events of the night that Laura died. I don't know what that is yet, but I do think that Ben was somewhat involved. Whether that is directly or indirectly, I don't know yet. I don't think he was the one that, quote unquote, pulled the trigger on Laura. I don't think that he was the actual murderer, but something happened that Leland found out about Ben, and maybe Ben was the next target for Leland, but because he was arrested, Leland's like, oh, I don't have to worry about that anymore. Like, I'm getting everyone off of my checklist, basically. Like, that's
so the laugh is like a plan coming together.
Yes,
type
like he's like,
yeah,
he's like, he, everything is falling into place kind of deal. Like, I think that's where that laugh comes from. And so when he says the law will take care of Ben, I think he's sincere. He's like, I don't have to worry about Ben Horn. You know, the law will take care of it, and it's fine. I don't have to deal with it. He's off of my checklist now. So that's what it feels like.
Okay.
Watching that. Yeah. I thought it was it's kind of cool to see from Coop's perspective that, oh, it looks like he's crying in the corner. Whereas, like, you know, from the audience perspective, we know that he's laughing. I thought that was a funny kind of bit of irony there.
I hate
it
this
feels
scene. I have some real issues with this.
I like it, but it feels cheap. Like, I understand the intent of it, but I feel like it could have been executed better, basically. I feel like it could have been more subtle, or I don't know what they could have done to fix it, but it feels like a cheap kind of like, oh, it looks like he's crying, but he's actually laughing.
Right,
and like, I like the thought of that. That's why I like it. Like, I like the thought of like, cause I Coop it, like, from my perspective, the show is from Coop's perspective and how he is finding out the murder of Laura. And like, because Laura is the pivotal, you know, plot point of this section, it's nice to see Cooper's perspective of what he thinks is happening, and then the irony of what the audience knows is there. It's just, it feels cheap. It feels like it could have been done better. Yeah,
you like the concept, not necessarily the execution, but the concept strong enough that you can look past
I can look
execution.
Past it. Yes, exactly.
I have some issues that I can't talk about. Well, I can't. That's the problem.
Oh, you can't talk about it.
I can't talk about my problems with this episode. Because all of them are like spoilers. So I will say the kind thing that I can talk about here.
Okay.
Which is that I think Ray Wise's performance as Leland Palmer, as much as I don't like broader aspects of it, I think his actual performance as like manic and, you know, kind of a little bit off of it, you know, and I think he does a great job here. I think that it's a good separation from how he's portrayed the character previously, but like still you can see the line from there to here. So, you know, props to him. Since I can't say how I actually feel, I'll say the good part.
Okay, fair enough. One thing that I liked in this scene is the framing of the end of it, is that I don't know if this is just like my brain going into overdrive in terms of like how Leland is, Bob is inside him or whatever. But it's interesting that when they leave the hotel, Cooper and Harry leave out the front entrance. It seems like it's the front entrance, like back into or at least where the people are. Like, how do I describe the scene? So, like, Coop and Harry go back into like the hotel, and it's like more lively. It's like the wood part of the hotel. Whereas Leland, it looks like he's in the back entrance, and the back entrance windows are white, like you can't see outside of it. And
blown out. Yeah,
it's blown out. And so I thought that was interesting because Mac, I got the White Lodge in my head. Like, it's interesting to see Coop and Harry go out the one way where all the people went, and then now the lobby has cleared out, and there's like this no man's land where there's no one else in the lobby, and then Leland leaves out the back door, and it's like into a light where you can't see where he's going. And I noticed that as like an artist. I don't know if that was intentional, if it was artistic or whatever, but it's like it's interesting to see that that kind of framing of it. I liked that. I liked that a lot, which is why I think I like that scene. It's like they're doing something. It's like they're trying to say something with the framing of it, with Leland's word choice, with his performance. A lot of
my problems with this are in like writing, I think, more than like, or in like the scripting and structuring of the episode.
Okay.
Because like Caleb Deschanel, who I brought up as the director of this episode, and this episode was written by Scott Frost, Mark Frost's brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So If I'm remembering correctly, I think that Caleb Deschanel directs one of my favorite pieces of cinematography, period, in this very show.
Okay.
We haven't seen it yet. It's going to be later, but he directs that episode, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of really good, like, I could see that being intentional because he's the director of this. He's very good at, like, that type of thing. I don't know if he's done other works. I don't know if he was another act. I know that the Deschanels were famous in Hollywood before Zoe, but like, I don't know what his actual work is. I don't know if he's like a director normally, or whether he's one of the actors who tried his hand at directing in a TV show and he just happened to be good at it. I don't know. But like, you saying that makes me think like, oh, like that can definitely be an intentional choice from him, from what I've seen of him doing is different from this, Okay. And so, like,
interesting.
Yeah. Great director. I don't think it's his fault that this episode. God, rewatching this episode, I definitely rated this too highly. I don't want to color your impression of the episode. You may disagree. Maybe I've rated this correctly for you on this time. I hope so. I hope you agree with my actual rating rather than agreeing with me right now. We'll find out later. Yeah. Watching this episode, I was like, oh yeah, this is I have some actual real issues with this episode that every time it just grinds on me worse. So
that's funny.
So it would be lower for sure. We would have seen this a lot earlier, I think.
All right, the next scene is Ben Horn with Doc. Pete. Pete gets a blood sample from Ben.
Actually, before this, Pete meets up with Harry. They see the woodpecker and talk about Josie leaving and kind of get the like.
No, that's later. That's later. That's a later scene.
Pete doesn't meet up with Ben first.
No, I have it here. Ben with Doc, blood sample.
Oh,
then he talks
sorry.
About,
I thought you were saying Ben with Pete. I thought I heard.
Oh, sorry. Ben with Doc.
No, that's fine then. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Ben with Doc. I did say Pete. Sorry, that's my bad.
It's all good.
Ben with Doc.
If I took my actual notes, I would know the order of like, you're talking about Doc and the blood sample.
Yes.
So that I'm also not pulling my weight. I pull my weight in the post production, not in the pre-production.
Yeah, sorry. Ben with Doc. Doc gets a blood sample from Ben. And then in the interrogation room, and then Coop points out that Jerry is not licensed in a bunch of states. And then he pulls out Laura's secret diary, and Laura wrote about Ben in the diary and how she wants to expose Ben for who he really is. And yeah, that's the end of that scene. That is, yeah, like I don't know what to think of this scene because I don't know how was Laura's diary found on Ben? Or did they find Laura's diary and then because she writes about Ben, that's why Ben gets arrested? I'm missing a piece of information here. That's
what
not
do you
clear.
think is in the diary about Ben, just hypothetically? What do you think their relationship was, Laura and Ben?
That's hard. Because, I don't know. I don't think it's drugs. I think it's, is it something else? That's, I feel like I am missing that piece of information
right. I was just thinking hypothetically, what would you fill in there?
I don't even know. I wouldn't put anything yet because I can't even think of what that would be.
Sure.
I can't think of off the top of my head.
What you know about Ben right now is that he's a corrupt businessman.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And
so
that
how
doesn't
does that
fit
factor in? Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't fit in with Laura's, she wants to get high on drugs and have sex with women and she's a crazy teenager. What kind of bullshit did Laura get herself into basically? I'm missing that piece of information and so I don't know what she would have wrote
so
or
do you
what she
think
knows
maybe
about
it's
Ben.
related to Teresa Banks, or maybe this is where Maddie fits in, perhaps? Do either of those feel right to you?
Maybe with Teresa, because Teresa has connections with other people. So maybe it's Teresa. But yeah, I'm missing too many pieces there where I can't definitively say with confidence this is what I think.
Fair enough. Good detective work of you. Don't draw conclusions before you have the information. Yeah.
The next scene, I wrote ew! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Because it's Bobby in Leo's house. He's recording.
Oh, this is so fucking
coffee.
gross, man. I hate this scene. Metronomic, very gorgeous in this scene. I hate Bobby's little bandana outfit. I don't think that kind of sucks. But okay, we should probably describe what the scene does. But
Bobby is recording something that he found of Ben Horn. I didn't quite catch what Ben was saying, if I'm being honest.
Something about the mill talking to Leo.
Yeah, something about the mill with Leo. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's something important because it comes up later with Catherine. So Bobby is recording that on a on a radio, and then Shelly comes in and it's your turn to clean up after Leo. And then gross stuff happens, and I make an ick face.
The food off, or the jelly and jam or whatever off of her, and it's so gross because every
gross.
scene we've seen about it is Leo's not moving and active, so that means he's spitting that up on her, and he's eating it. I don't I've been single for a long time. I'm terminally horny, and I still wouldn't do that. Even for her. That's a line. There's
lines
a line
that are crossed here.
Yeah, that I'm not willing to cross on that. I'm not gonna baby bird her husband's food off of her. You know what I mean? That's
it's icky.
Yeah, we do see the results of this cassette in later episodes, just to make sure you draw that line of when he goes in. When Bobby goes in to meet with Ben to try to get a job, and Audrey's there and kind of flirts with him a little bit, but in the way of not actually flirting, just trying to get information from him.
Right.
and he tries to go in to get the job with Ben. This is that cassette that he was trying to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it gets hidden away because of the Confederate shit. Oh my god.
Yep. Yeah,
okay.
no, there was some momentum building in this plot line.
I was about to say,
the Confederate line. Okay, I'm so happy you're starting to see some of the stuff that was just thrown out. Because like they had a good plot line, give me like Ben and Bobby working together, but kind of at odds. Where Ben's trying to get rid of Bobby, but is kind of seeing echoes of himself in Bobby, and Bobby's trying to live up to this situation he found himself in, but is probably unprepared for it, right? And there was a thing there, and like
there was a thing there.
We can still end up at the same point.
Disappears.
Yeah, like the healing of like seeing a younger version of him who's doing this type of thing with Bobby, being like, oh, maybe I'm taking the wrong tacks with these types of things, where we would still not know if he's a good or bad guy, but like he'd still end up in the same place. But like that could help him process through this like breakdown that he's having, is seeing like this person who's similar to him, a young version of him, right? But no, instead we get the Confederate plot line.
And they
trash all of it. Like Bobby's just part of the group now after the Confederate plot line.
Okay.
yeah, they were building real momentum and fucked it up.
I was getting excited about that because I was like, ooh, like wait.
Yeah.
But then I connected the dots just now that's where this goes. Okay, well. Yeah,
because when the Confederate line first starts, that episode actually starts with a really strong scene between Bobby and
it does.
Ben,
I do remember
where
that.
We were like, look at how this is building, and now you're getting like the momentum that caused us to get to that scene, and you're like, oh, that was exciting, and then you remember, oh, I've seen what happens to this.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen where this goes. It doesn't go anywhere.
It doesn't go anywhere. The train just stops. Okay, well, all right. I have nothing else to say about that scene anymore, so I'm gonna move on.
The train
to the next one.
falls and turns into a boat that starts sinking.
Yeah.
Like it's no longer the same vehicle, and it's a trash fire, and it starts sinking. It's so bad. All right.
It's bad. Okay. The next scene is the cafe scene where it's Norma's mom, and she tells Norma that she has a new husband, and it's Ernie. Ernie makes an appearance.
Yeah.
And we find out that Ernie is married to Norma's mom. Which is interesting. I have more to say about it in the next scene that they're together. So I will.
Sure. So
I'll
we'll
leave
hold
it.
off.
Oh, one thing. Yeah, we'll hold off on that. But I will say it pisses me off that Norma's mom eats the other customers' potatoes. I'm like, bitch, don't touch my food. Like, if I was the trucker guy in the hat and I saw this random lady eat part of my potatoes, I'd be pissed off. And so I hate that she did that.
I'm 90% sure that that's Toad, who's one of the cooks in the back or like works there.
Still, because it's his food.
No, it doesn't make it okay.
This
is an excuse for that, but more like why she would feel justified doing this, I think, is as you know, a certified piece of shit. Is that attitude, because like I think he's the one who was eating when the prosecutor came in the one time where they thought it was and they sent him to the kitchen to eat, and then they sent him out of the kitchen to go eat somewhere else. I'm pretty sure that's him, and he works there and is just off.
Yeah. Anyway,
it doesn't make it better. Doesn't make it okay. It's still bad.
Next scene.
Yep.
The next scene is a quick scene with the guy with one arm, Gerard, and he asks for a cup of water from the nurse, and the nurse is like, okay, and then she leaves, and then the police officer comes in to check on him, but then he gets hit from behind and then escapes out the window. I thought it was interesting until literally the next time we see Gerard is when he gets caught by the police. So it makes me feel like this scene was useless. Like I feel like there was no reason for this scene to happen. It doesn't add anything because he's literally caught the next scene afterwards.
There is a reason, but the reason is dumb and bad, and Also spoilers. So like, I don't want to defend it. And make you be hyped up of like, no, that there's a reason. It's like, no, it's bad in the way of like, where we've talked about before, where you can feel the writer's hand of like, well, we need this information revealed. We need this thing to happen.
Okay.
So this has to happen first, but then like, you're like, okay, but that doesn't feel organic.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's that.
It doesn't feel good. Okay, I see. So I feel like my it's dumb. I don't care.
Yes.
I don't care.
Your immediate instinct is correct. But for information that you don't have, you know what I mean?
I see.
Like if you had that information, you would still hate the way that this happened, I think. Just for different reasons.
I see. Okay, so I'm gonna hate on this scene then. I'm a hater, and I'm gonna move on to the next one.
No, I think, to be fair, I think the actor is great. I think that like he does that like creepy, not quite human voice very, very well. But like, what the fuck was this scene? Why?
Yeah, what the fuck was this scene?
Yeah, he knocks out the deputy and gets out the window real quick. Why didn't he just get out the window? It would have been cool if he was just gone. Why did he have to knock out the deputy? At least have just that. Like whatever. Still wouldn't have made any sense why he left him. But whatever. Let's move on.
I'm moving on to back to the diner, the cafe, with Hank and Norma. And we mentioned it during the reaction piece of the episode, but like Hank goes to Norma and he apologizes, like, sorry I'm late. And Norma's like, where the fuck were you? And then Hank does a little speech about how he feels bad. And then he sees Norma's mom is there and he's like, hi, Norma mom. And then, yeah, that's pretty much the end of the scene. The notes that I have for this scene are, makes me feel bad for Hank, ? Because the lines that Hank says to Norma, which is, you know, I'm sorry, I'm trying to take care of you, I'm trying to be a better person, but people from my past keep trying to bring me down with them. And as someone who watches a lot of media sees characters like Hank, like what he says is true. When you have a bad past and you're trying to better yourself, and you know, like he has a diner with his wife, and like we've seen it in previous scenes, like he heard that there's a food critic coming to town, and so he's immediately like, I'm buying flowers and we're gonna make the place amazing and we're gonna make sure that we get good reviews from this critic. Like he's supportive of his wife, and in these small moments you can see that he is trying to be better. And then like I can understand why he says people from my past are trying to bring me down, right? And so the words that he says is true, and it's reflected in a few of his actions. But from what I know of Hank, he is a shitty person. Like he is the one causing these things to happen in some cases, you know? And it's just like the scene is like mixed bag for me, because I do like it because it feels sincere, and like the way that the actor acts it feels sincere, you know, like I can feel the sincerity like through the screen. But like what we know of Hank's character is that he's not sincere, and so it's like a weird kind of like it's a weird juxtaposition, you know, of like I hear what he's saying and I agree with it and I feel it, but at the same time, like we know that's not true. Like we know Hank's character, and like I don't know.
I think it makes him a better villain. I think that like it's really, really good at being like, oh, he's really playing on the sympathies, and like even at the time our established tropes of like the guy who gets out of prison and is trying to reform his life, but like both the people who like both the law enforcement want him down and so do his old friends who want him back, right? Like that was a trope even in back then. So like, you know, leaning into that and being like, oh, you know, it's this, and I'm trying my best to stay on the straight and narrow and do all this for you. When we have seen that that's not true, I think is actually really, really good. I think that it makes him like Oh, and he's the perfect actor to deliver this because he has both like that soft boy kind of face to him of like, like I'm so sad and trying to help and like, you know, whatever. But then it's like, oh no, he is just like a piece of shit, and this is another manipulation tactic and showing like a different style of abuse than Leo's style of abuse, and I think it works really, really well. I think, you know, because like, it's not true. He is lying. he's totally lying.
He's
using like truthful concepts to lie, and that's like, that's how people manipulate people. It's really good, actually. Like as a scene. Like I love that part, and like it's really interesting because I think part of it also is that like we're introduced to the mom who we're instantly kind of contentious with. We don't know anything about her, but we like instantly she's like kind of sucky, and it's so clear that she disapproves of Hank. So like it's these two people we don't like who don't like each other, and he's putting forward this like feeling of like sympathy right now. So you're kind of like, oh, am I on Hank's side in this conflict? No, you're not actually though. Like you shouldn't be, but he's using that, and I think it's great.
I guess I feel a certain way about it just because like I think maybe this is just me, but I want my villains to act like villains kind of deal. And so I get he's supposed to be like super manipulative. It's just like I don't want to feel bad for him. Like it makes me feel bad for him, and I don't want to feel bad for Hank. Like,
it just means his lies are working on you. I think that like it depends on how the show frames stuff sometimes. But like later this very episode, we see him roping Ernie back. He's the guy he's pretending not to be. Like he's the guy who's, and so like I think if we didn't have that scene later, there's cause for it to be like, you know, even with my additional context, I think that there might be cause of like, oh well, they're kind of framing this in a way of like, well, you should have sympathy for him. But in the very same episode, he's shown to be like, oh, that was a lie, and I'm trying to drag other people down with me. So I think that the framing of the episode allows this to work for me personally. If it doesn't work for you, that's fine.
Yeah, like, I think it doesn't. Not that it doesn't work for me. Like I get it. It's just like it gives me. I think it's because I like Norma so much, and I don't like seeing her be manipulated. Like I
just
know
remember,
that
we've
her
already
and
seen the
Eddie,
happy ending.
I know. Her
keep
and
that
Eddie
in your
get
heart.
back together, and I know that it happens. It's just like, man, I hate seeing Norma in that position. It's just like it makes me feel bad. It's just like, oh,
I get that. If it's about the sympathy for Norma, it's a real tough scene for her because it's like, oh, here's her awful mom and her con husband who's like, I'm using con both ways, con man and ex-con, like husband, and you're like, oh, her whole life's bad. Shelly's not even back to working for her.
She's not,
like her whole life's bad right now. Ed's not around. He's not in this episode even. Like it's such a bad situation for Norma. So if that's where that's coming from, I get that. I get that for sure.
I think that's where that's coming from. I think like I just like Norma's easily top 1, if not top 2 for me. Like there's something about Norma that I just like. She's just a nice lady, you know? And like, her cheating on Hank with Ed is like, you know, like no one's a perfectly like angel character. Like even Coop has some of his moments where like he's like in a grayish area, but like you can tell that Norma's just a nice lady. Like she is just,
and I just want the behind the eyes so well. She does sadness, and so it just makes it exponentially more depressing. Where
it makes it so depressing to watch this. It's like, Norma, no.
So like, did they? One of the biggest pieces of advice for like in acting school and stuff is like, outside of acting's not acting, it's reacting, whatever. Okay, people know that one. The other big one is like, if you want to make people cry or feel that emotion, you don't cry. You look like you're stifling it and smile. And that's what's gonna fuck people up. And that's so true.
That is true for
that's
Norma.
just her character. It's just that.
Oh my
it's just that look of the smile while looking like she's gonna break down and cry, but is holding it together, and you're like, oh girl, your life's no good right now.
Norma, my Shayla. Norma's my Shayla. I love her so much. It's just,
oh Lord.
Oh. Anyway,
yeah.
I think I've discovered why I don't like that scene. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next scene. And that is the Harry and Pete and the woodpecker talking about Josie and how Josie is gone and sold the mill to Ben Horn. And Pete goes, I loved Josie. And I believe that. I believe that Pete and Josie genuinely did have a friendship that is deeper than most friendships on the show. I do genuinely think that. And then Pete and Harry discuss Jonathan, her cousin / partner, business partner. I don't fucking know.
It was cousin or assistant. And my argument, like they're both like, wait, no, that must be a lie. My argument's like, literally, the person could be both. It could be a cousin that's hired as an assistant. Like,
it's true.
It's not that big of a deal.
It's
the two names they got were first and last names, so it could have still worked as like, you know. And the way that they introduce it's like, oh, of course, to Pete you want to introduce it as your cousin Jonathan, and then to your boyfriend you're like, who you're breaking up with and leaving, you're like my assistant, right? Like it would make sense to separate that out. Like we know that's a lie and that like it's supposed to be her leaving breadcrumbs or whatever, but like that's not a good lie, like because it could just still be true. Like they use stock footage for the woodpecker. That's funny, but that's whatever.
Funny, yeah. I don't have much to say on that scene because we all know what happens.
Yep.
So yeah, it's just interesting that they came to that conclusion together. I like that happened.
Yeah.
And then the scene ends with Lucy holding Gwen's baby in the lobby, and Andy walks in, and then he faints. Poor Andy.
So Andy's never been the brightest bulb, but for me, this is where we start to see the Andy that you know.
Yes.
Because I think before this, he's always been kind of dumb, and we'll see some stuff that is reminiscent of this. But like, generally speaking, I think he has a layer of like, not to the actually, you know what? I was gonna say some stuff, and now I'm remembering other scenes, and I think that's just a lie that I just said. He's always been like this. Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
Okay. Okay.
Move on. Go.
We'll move on. I'm moving. Going. We got Pete and Ben Horn. And okay, this is the scene that I wanted to talk about. It's Ben Horn in jail. Pete walks in, he's holding a tape recorder, he plays it, and it turns out that Catherine is alive, and she has a message for Ben of like, I kind of remember us being together the night that Laura Palmer died, but I think I would remember better if you signed the mill and the Ghostwood estate back to me. And and then we'll talk about me testifying on your behalf. And so, and then Pete does an evil chuckle out of the room. And so, this is the scene that I want to talk about, is this scene.
Okay.
You mentioned it in the reaction, that it's funny that Catherine is basically telling, like, me and Ben Horn fucked the night of Laura Palmer's death, as my husband is currently recording this conversation and playing it for you. And it's just like it's a side of like Pete that I've never really seen before, and that like Pete has always been kind of like the dopey sidekick to Catherine and her shenanigans of kind of like, I'm just gonna go with it because I love my wife and my wife is great and I'm going along with it. Like, he's never been like 100% innocent, but he is not the mastermind. Like, Pete is not the mastermind. It's Catherine.
You get the vibe that like
this.
Pete's just generally a good guy who's going siding with his wife who's fighting other evil people. Like, she's evil, but she's fighting other evil people.
Yes.
And he's a generally good guy who's like, well, if I have to pick one, I'm picking my wife, right? Like,
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But this scene, just like, oh, like Pete, like, I don't know, a switch flipped in me with Pete of like, oh, he is like 100% behind Catherine, and he is like, I am a ride or die with Catherine, and fuck you, Ben Horn. I'm gonna evil laugh my way out of the room.
He enjoys this in a way that I would never understand. Like
exactly.
I would be like, even if I ended up being on her side, I'd be like, it is such a cruel thing you did to me to have me play this tape where you're admitting to infidelity.
Yeah.
to Ben in order to get the states back or whatever. Like, that's such a cool thing. Maybe I'm a sucker because like every major relationship I've had ended in cheating. so maybe I'm just like, ooh, that's a touchy one for me. But like, I can't imagine being like, oh, ha ha ha.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like that's what's happening. But
it's a side of Pete that I've never seen before. Like, it's like he's no longer the dopey sidekick that's just tagging along behind Catherine because he loves her. He is like,
he's fully enjoying
he's
this.
fully enjoying like seeing the downfall of other people because of Catherine's doing. And it's just like, whoa, like,
so
wow,
question.
that is a side of Pete I've never seen before. And so it's interesting.
Do you think that like that side of him is coming out because he's like so in love with his wife of like, look at how great my wife is that she's doing this to you. Isn't this brilliant? Or do you think it's like, you fucked my wife? Well, we're gonna take everything from you. Like, or maybe a combination of both. Like, where do you think that's stemming from within him? I
think it's both, but I think it's more so the first part, which is that he loves seeing his wife win. Like, that is like where he gets off, is like, wow, my wife is like the evil wicked witch of the West and I'm in it. Like, that
Pete,
is
the original
I feel
wife
he's
guy.
Got that. Yeah, he is the original wife guy. It's just like, wow, I was not expecting that of Pete at all. Like, he circled the freaking jail cell. He like is
he's cradling it like a baby.
He's cradling it like a baby. He kissed the tape recorder. He's got these crazy wide eyes as he's looking at Ben Horn and watching his reaction of Ben as he's listening to. Like, he is like invested. He's like
here for it.
Oh my god.
He is here for it. It's so wild.
It's so wild to see. I was like, whoa, like, what the hell, Pete? But like, and then the note that I have here is that Pete and Catherine are made for each other. That's the note that I have here of them together. It's just like, wow, like, I can't believe, like, Pete is like, this is Pete. Like, this is like him with the mask off, essentially. It's like, wow. Because like, when in later episodes we watch Catherine essentially bully Josie to the point where Josie dies, right? Like, that's all Catherine's doing. And while watching, like, Pete is there, but he doesn't really react to it. Like, he's
and there's actually a couple points where he's like, hey, don't you think that's enough? Until they reveal they reveal Andrew, he's like, okay, we've had our fun.
He's like,
for
you're
her
being
trying
too
to kill
rough.
you,
Yeah, you're
but,
being too rough on Josie. Yes, he says that. I do that's why I'm like, oh, Pete's like the dopey sidekick. Like, he's just like there, but it changes that in a different light for me, where like, I do think that Pete loved Josie, but like it wasn't, that love is not enough to recognize like, oh, your wife is doing a piece of shit thing to this lady,
right?
You know, like he's fully on Catherine's side. Like he's going like he's like basically like the sideline characters like, oh, you should stop it, honey, like you're being too much, but like he doesn't actually do anything to stop it, kind of deal. Like he doesn't.
Yeah,
like,
and then he finds out what Josie did to Andrew and to his wife, and he's like, all right, I'm all on board again. But like, you know, he needs that justification. Meanwhile, with Ben, it seems like he's just like, no justification needed. My wife doesn't like you, so I don't either.
Exactly. It's just like, wow, like that's crazy. And so, I don't know. I just really love this scene. It's very like, it's changed Pete's, my perception of Pete for me. And so, yeah. Poor Ben. I mean,
well,
I was like, poor Ben, but it's like, wait a minute, never mind.
Well, we know it. So it's weird because we know he's going through it.
Yes.
And it feels like comeuppance, but at the same time, you're like, but the other people who are winning are also evil. Yeah. So this is the flip side of what I enjoy about this type of thing, is where it's like when you get like a bunch of groups of people fighting each other and they're all bad in media, it's kind of like, oh, good, I could just sit back and enjoy it, not care about what happens to anybody because they all suck, right? Like I love that as long as the media knows that's what it's doing, and this one definitely did. It's like, oh, you're all pieces of shit, and it's really exciting. So, but like the flip side of that means that like, oh, we're seeing this other evil person win, and this guy's down on his luck now, and you're like, no, wait, this guy kind of sucked too.
He's like, kind of sucky too. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're so used to media where we're supposed to have someone specific to like root for.
Yeah.
Right? That like when sometimes there's not like a, oh, you're supposed to root for this person because they're the hero. It's like, choose who you like most, I guess, but they're all not heroes. Like, it does feel weird and takes a second to really click in the brain of being like, oh, wait, no, this is the comeuppance thing. Just because the other evil person's winning doesn't mean this isn't comeuppance.
Yes. It's a good scene. I think it's my favorite scene of the entire episode, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
More than the one that's about to come up?
The one that's about to come up. Okay, I do want to talk about that. I have problems with it, but I also do like it. So
okay,
we'll talk. Well, let's get into it, Max. The next scene is Leland driving in the car down a back road, and he's swerving in and out of the lanes, and he's singing to himself.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Harry and Coop are in another car,
and Coop is whistling the same song.
Yes, Coop is whistling the same song
that Leland is singing, and then before they even see Leland, he's like, "Hey, is driver's education mandatory here?" And then they see Leland, and he's like, "Well, there's a dropout." So, yeah,
it's funny. And then I wrote, "Good driving, Harry," because Harry turns around, he dodges Leland, turns around and pulls him over, and then Harry and Coop are like, "Leland, come on, like you gotta be more careful on the road." And he's like, Leland's like, "I'm sorry. Also, Ben Horn told me something the night that Laura died, and he said the dairy. Ben Horn was on the phone with someone, and he said the name dairy, and he sounded angry. And then that was it. And then Coop and Harry goes back to the car.
Yeah, and there's an important part of this scene that we're about.
Coop, Leland's like, "Hey, Coop, do you want to see my golf clubs?" And Coop is like, "Sure." And then Leland opens the trunk, and then we get to see the dead body again. And he pulls out the clubs from the dead body bag. And then Harry then calls Coop back and says, we gotta go, Coop. And Leland's like, "Okay, bye." And
but he looked like he was gonna hit.
Yes, he did look like he was gonna hit Coop. Yes, he did. He did look like that. And then he goes bye, and then they go away.
Yeah. So they go away because they catch the one-armed man.
Yes.
Which again.
Yes.
Dumb. But okay. continuing. You said you have things you like and dislike about this scene. Let's get the dislikes out of the way first.
The dislikes is that it's still like, okay, it's the same thing how I feel about the hotel scene with Coop, Harry, and Leland. It's that it feels like it's doing something, and I think it does its job well in that, but it feels cheap. It feels there's a little bit of a cheapness in like the tension, like it's forced tension basically of like, oh, is Coop gonna see the dead body in the trunk because Leland opened the trunk? It feels forced, but the framing of it keeps my interest long enough where I can dismiss the cheapness of it, kind of deal. Like that's how I feel about the scene, is like the tension feels forced, the dialogue feels forced, but the way that it's framed, it's like, okay, I can see what they're doing with it. Does that make sense? It feels similar to the hotel scene in that way.
I have a theory about this scene that I can't tell you. Oh, and so well, that sucks.
Thanks,
yes. That said, I have additional theories that I can tell you based off of what your hypothesis is. But before we get into that, like I think that like part of what makes it feels forced is it feels like Leland is like purposefully trying to get caught.
Yeah.
And which leans into the thing I wanted to discuss with you, but like I have harsh opinions about this entire episode because of the exact thing that you talk about both in this scene and the other one, but like I think you're feeling a thing. This sucks. Hey, this version of how we're watching it sucks. I'm gonna do something really shitty to you right now. Okay. I think you're feeling a thing that like you can't logically know because you haven't been revealed that information yet.
Okay.
But I think you have the same complaint about these scenes that I do, but you just don't know that because you don't have the information.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
Because we've talked about a thing privately before we ever started this project about like certain tropes that we hate.
Yeah.
And we both hate this trope.
Okay.
and this episode is this specific trope, but you don't know that. And so I think that you're picking up on that, but don't have the information to know that, which is a really interesting place to put this.
Yeah.
Like it puts you in a weird spot, and I'm like, oh, I can't tell you, but like this feeling you're having, like, isn't just like, oh, it was conceptually okay, but like the execution that there's a thing here that I think subconsciously you are picking up on. And that we have the same exact complaints.
Interesting.
And I can't say them.
Okay, interesting.
That's a shitty thing to do to you to frame it this way, to be like, but that's what we signed up for.
Yeah, that is what you signed up for.
To be fair, it sucks for me too. I'm supposed to be able to use this to vent about how I feel about the show. And one of my large complaints about this show, I can't say.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny. Well, Mac, put a ear mark on this.
Yes.
On this one
no, I'll for
revisit.
Sure remember to bring this up when we get the information. But like, oh boy, this yeah. But no.
I see.
Do you think that Leland feels some sort of culpability in his daughter's death as well, and that's why he's trying to get caught here, like as like one of the last few people, or maybe he's just trying to get caught so he like he can feel himself being like, oh, I'm gonna go after the last person, or whatever the case may be. Right? Like do you think he's trying to like not turn himself in, but like get caught as like maybe the last person involved? Like maybe he didn't think he was or whatever, but like feels that kind of guilt about his daughter. You think that's maybe why he's trying to get caught by like showcasing Dale Cooper the golf club and almost hitting an FBI agent and like being very sloppy with this? at this point?
I don't. Okay, there's two theories to this.
Okay.
Is he manic? Is he like?
Yeah, manic could just make that a bad decision that he made because he's on a high. Yeah,
he's on a high. Like that's one theory that I have, that like he's just, there's some euphoria that he's experiencing, that like all his like I don't know what that is. So there's that aspect where I think he doesn't realize that he almost tried to kill Coop there. Like that's like I do think that. The other theory that I have is a scorched earth theory, and that is it's not conscious to him yet. It's subconscious that he does feel guilty over Laura's death. Is that because like we watched this in the missing pieces, that Laura actively hid from her dad when she was like escaping from the house, and like is there like a guilt that he feels of like, I should have seen Laura that night, like I should have seen her leave the house that night,
right?
And so is he himself his own final victim of
because
his
we know it
scorched
ends
of
with
earth
his death.
theory? Yes, exactly. And so does he like commit suicide? Like is that like a thing where or is it like I will get myself caught, and the way to get myself caught and arrested is to attack Coop? Like I don't know what that is, but those are my two theories right now with Leland. And
both of them definitely work for sure.
Yeah. So that's how I feel about it.
Okay.
At least for now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm a little bit kinder to this scene than a lot of people tend to be because of a personal theory I have that, again, unable to share currently. But like, I agree that with you and a lot of people, like it's really forced.
Yeah, it feels forced. Yes.
Yep.
That is my main complaint about this scene.
Yeah.
Okay, the next scene is Gerard has been found and he's in the interrogation room with Ben. I think I'm missing context. Because
do you think you're missing context on the scene?
Why is the one-armed man why did Coop and Harry bring the one-armed man into the same room with Ben Horn for only the one-armed man to be like, it's Bob. Bob is here. Bob is in the room with us. Like, what is that mean?
To be fair, very explicitly, he's saying Bob's not here.
Oh, right. Bob's not here. Yes.
That's the important bit. Spoilers.
And
that's the important bit of what he's saying. But yeah, no. Weird. What do you think about this? As you might guess, I can't say anything about this. We forgot to. Whatever. I'll just keep it in the reactions. Cut this out, me. I'm not going to. Yeah, I can't talk about the scene very much. So I'm curious what your opinions are on what the fuck just happened.
Okay. I had questions about Gerard because one, why is Gerard, like if Gerard is a suspect, he's not in jail. Like he's not in a holding cell. He's not in jail. So why is Gerard being kept in a hotel room with police escort with a private nurse to like take care of him? Why is that the case? And why did they bring Gerard into the room with Ben Horn? Did Gerard cease? Is Gerard a witness? Like the only thing that makes me think that is Gerard a witness? Does he know? Did he say something about Laura Palmer's death that only he knows because he personally saw it? And did he bring, like the only thing that I can think of logically is like he brought Gerard into the Coop, and Harry and Hawk brought Gerard into the room to maybe he'll like identify Ben Horn as being there. Like was Gerard in the room where Laura died and they're trying to use Gerard to identify him? Like, is that what it is? And then Gerard went crazy. He's like, Bob's not here. I'm like, who's Bob? Like clearly the one-armed man can see the crazy guy. And so, like, I have a lot of questions about this scene. And so
as a reminder, earlier in this episode, Harry and Cooper are right before they run into Leland, actually, we're talking about the one-armed man and how, like, in another life he would have been a shaman or a seer, but in this reality he's a shoes salesman, right? Like, so, like,
I didn't bring that up. I didn't bring that up because that gives me no information.
Okay, all right. Good.
There's I have nothing to take away from that. That's why I never brought it up, because I was like, okay, but who is this guy? Like, why is he get a police escort? Why is he being protected? Why did they bring him into the room with Ben? What? There's just too many questions and not enough answers. And then the scene ends with Harry telling Ben Horn that he's being arrested for the murder of Laura Palmer.
Yep.
The one-armed man gets taken away back to the hotel. Ben gets put back in jail. Cooper pulls Harry aside and is like, I don't think we have enough hard evidence for this. And then Harry says the thing that I brought up earlier, and that Harry is like, I'm sick. Like, I can't remember exactly what verbatim that he said, but basically Harry said, I am sick and tired of these bastards getting away with everything. Like, we need to do something about it. And that's what makes me think that all these business people are getting away with crimes, and Harry is sick and tired of it, and he needs to do something about it as the sheriff of the town. And so that's why he wants to arrest Ben Horn for the murder of Laura Palmer. And so that's how I feel about it, is that
we see some uncharacteristic tension between
we do
Coop and Harry.
Harry and Coop.
Because Coop's like, he doesn't say we don't have enough hard evidence. He says he doesn't think Ben did it.
He doesn't think Ben did it. Yes.
Yeah, and Harry's like, we have hard evidence. We have this. I've stuck with you through the dreams, the visions, Tibet. Like I've been on your side this entire time.
Yeah.
But we have evidence now, and we can't just let this keep happening.
Yes. Yeah. And so, it's interesting. I don't know. Yeah, I'm missing pieces here. And so
no, you saw missing pieces. Sorry, that was dumb. That was bad. I apologize.
So I don't know what to think of this scene. I'm just missing too much. But my biggest question is, who the fuck is Gerard? Like, why is he here? Who are you? And so that is my biggest question, my biggest takeaway from that. So
that's good. I was really curious how you felt about this one. Because you're like, at the end of the episode, you're like, yeah, this is back to murder mystery police thing. But like in the middle of it, we do have a guy who's like sniffing around, sweaty, being like, Bob was near. He's not here now. Like
Yeah.
The
next scene is Lucy and Gwen and Andy. And the only note I have of this scene is, shut up! ! Andy. Because Gwen needed to shut up. I liked that Lucy and Andy came together in this scene. I like that they have kind of a moment of, realizing that Gwen is crazy. Like, Gwen is just but the reason why I don't like this scene is because of Gwen. Like, Gwen is a piece of work. She is like, it's in the reaction, but like, why would you ever say that about your son? Like there's no motherly instinct there. Like, it's weird.
I understand. Well, I'm sure she does have some motherly instinct, and I would even understand having some thought like that. That's a weird, bad one to share with people.
It's an inside thought only.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you'll have those impulses, and sometimes that's due to inherent biases, or sometimes that's just due to your experience, or like you're like, oh, hey, here's this, and you're like, well, oops, maybe I shouldn't, but like, people think whatever, right?
Yeah.
Why are you expressing that as a thought you had? Because that like legitimizes it, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
People have intrusive thoughts all the time, and sometimes you're conditioned to think a thing and you correct yourself, but like you don't have to say the thing you thought initially.
Yep. I don't have anything else to say about that.
This
I want to
scene
move
is
on
also
to
the
the
one.
next scene.
Well, this scene is also the one where Lucy finds out that Andy could be the father.
Yes.
Because before this, last they talked is that or as far as we know, he thought he was impotent.
Infertile. Yeah. So interesting. We all know where that scenes go. The next scene is diner with Norma's family, with Ernie, Vivian, and Hank. And then, like, it's juxtaposed to Hank's. We talked about this.
Yes.
But Hank is you can see his true colors when he talks with Ernie at the dinner table, and how Ernie wants to take Vivian's money away, and Ernie says something interesting, and Ernie says, like, I think it's a big piece of bullshit, but Ernie says he's trying to tell the truth more nowadays. And I just thought that was funny because of the position that he's put in later. With all that situation. So it's interesting. But yeah, I don't have much to say. I think we touched upon it earlier. How I think about Hank. The next scene is
real quick, there's this piece of food stuck on Hank's face that he then tries to wipe away during a scene. Like, initially it's supposed to be there, and then he's supposed to wipe it away, but as he wipes it away, he just moves further down his lip. And it really bugged me this time. But I didn't want to mention it because it like grossed you out or had you focus on that part instead of what he's saying. But having seen this 6 times now, I'm like, I don't need to pay attention to what he's saying, and I'm like, oh, that's
yeah. The next scene is Coop talking to Diane in the recorder.
Yes.
Talking about Ben Horn. And then Audrey comes to the door. And Audrey, I've talked about Audrey and Coop before in a previous episode, but they have so much more chemistry than, I like them together, like Coop and Audrey. Obviously, we've talked about this, but there are, social implications that are not the greatest. And we pointed out in the reaction that, Audrey points out that she was at One-Eyed Jack's, but it's not like that. She wants Coop to know it's not like that, Coop. And then... nothing happened.
She's still a virgin.
Exactly.
It's important for Coop, and more importantly, the audience to know that she is still a virgin.
Yes. But then because that is forbid, immediately... Yeah.
I mean, to clarify, because I realized how that can come across. God forbid that she wasn't a virgin. She's still a worthwhile person. Glad nothing bad happened to her. Let me clarify that. But, I don't know. It's weird that you feel like you had to clarify that. She could have been.
But it's very much it's like 90s purity. That was very much the vibe of.
Yeah, and in the situation and some of the stuff we've covered in the show, we know it can go some darker places, right? So I guess it is good to clarify that nothing really bad happened to her, sexual assault or whatever, her being like, no, I'm okay that way,
Yeah.
But I think what weirds me out about it is the way it's framed of my virginity's intact, not I'm emotionally okay.
Yeah. That's fair.
That's where it rubs me wrong. If she was nothing happened, so I'm not going through trauma, or I've had a traumatic experience, but there's not this additional layer on that. If that's how it's kind of framed, I think that's fine. But instead, it's so.
It's the other way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's weird, but like I do like the tension that those two have. I do like their chemistry. But
What's really funny.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Not to
I keep trying
derailing.
to explain the scene. I'm trying to explain the scene.
I'm so sorry. But you brought up a little bit earlier, and you're talking about tension, and I think we're gonna move past it. So like, I need to bring this up real quick. It is very funny that like the actress, Sherilyn Fenn, is closer to Coop's age than Heather Graham, who Coop eventually romances in the show. Like, that's not a spoiler. We've seen that start to develop. But they have a larger age gap than him and Sherilyn Fenn. Like, they are closer in age actually as actors. But her character is 18 while Heather Graham's character is older. And so like that makes it more okay. Which is why it's so funny of like, well, yeah, like we ship them together. It's like, yeah, because she doesn't look like a teenager either. Like it's, you know, I think that's how a lot of TV shows got away with it. But that's a fun little fact that I think is funny. So
their tension is immediately interrupted by a phone call, and he tells Audrey to go to her room and lock the door. And it's because they found a body, which is in the last scene of the show. I think that when you mentioned this earlier, I'll explain the scene a bit, but I want to make a comment of it. It's cool to know now that every day of the town is one episode. I think that is something like I didn't catch up on that until you pointed it out. And so like it's interesting to see the end of the day is when the sun is not out anymore. Like there's no sunset.
Right.
It is immediately just daytime, and then the last scene is nighttime. And yeah, to see like the juxtaposition of like it's all daytime and then suddenly it's nighttime is kind of it's fun to see the indicator of, oh, this is the final scene of the episode. Like,
right.
I'm like, oh, this is the last thing we're gonna see before we see Laura Palmer's face. And so I just thought that was interesting. And then yeah, we see the body of Maddie Ferguson being pulled out of the water from the waterfall area.
Yeah.
And that is the end of the scene. The end of the show, the end of the episode. So yeah,
it was shot well. You described. I don't know what else there is to say about it besides. Some things I'm sure you could piece together. That it mirrors people finding Laura's body that you haven't seen yet. I don't feel like that's a spoiler because it's played by the same actress.
Yeah.
So. You know, there's some parallels to that in this scene. But like, you know, I want to acknowledge that. Can't get too much into it because then it gets into spoilers. But like, it's a nice little, not nice because there's a dead body, but nice in terms of like filmmaking. That it's a nice little scene. Yeah, good cliffhanger.
Agreed. Yeah, good cliffhanger. All right, that's the episode.
Yeah.
Season 2, episode 8. There you go.
Yeah. So now that we've talked through it, how do you feel about it? Any changes in opinion?
I do think it is like, I do think it is a good episode. It's just there are moments of cheapness that I don't like. It's like it. I think it's better than, like, compared to what I've seen so far, I do think it's better than what I've seen so far.
Right.
Maybe except for, hold on, I'm going to pull up my notes here. I think, where am I? Not that episode. Definitely not that one. I think the last episode that we watched, which is season 2, episode 4.
Yes.
I do like it's kind of comparable, I think. That I like they could interchange. Like I think I would rank, like, depending on what we're talking about, I would rank one higher than the other.
Yeah.
But I do like this episode, so I don't know where I would rank it, but
when I was talking about ranking it lower, I wasn't talking about like significantly. I think I would probably place this right after season 1, episode 2, or potentially just reverse season 2, episode 4 and season 2, episode 8. Depending on how I was feeling at the moment. So not by like a ton, but like as I watched this, the problems I had with that, I was like, oh, episode 4 was better than this. Like, you know?
Interesting. Yeah. I'm looking at season 2, episode 4 notes, and I do like, that's why I would like interchange the ranking of those two. I think
this is the first one where we struck out. So far, every time we have been like, this is better. Like you've agreed with the list so far. This is the first one where we're like, maybe not. Like, maybe we messed up here. And you know, I may have colored that, so you know, apologies. But like, there's some issues in this one. I did have a question about something early on about Leland, and now I remembered it midway through our conversations even, and was like, oh good, I'm gonna remember to ask you at that episode. And I'm not gonna remember.
You had one job. Was it in terms of Leland's character, or was it in terms of Leland's scenes that he had?
I think it was in terms of the scenes he's had in this episode. So maybe we've broadly covered most of the points of what I'd bring up, but no, it's
is it gone?
It's gone. It's gone. It's fine. All right, so that's
okay.
So you do disagree with the ranking. Surprisingly, so do I. But we can't go back in time now. Though, what could be funny is if I release this episode before season 2, episode 4, to retroactively fix it, and then people are like, "What the fuck are they talking about?" And then we release. I might do that if I remember to. I won't, but like I think that would be funny. I found out people are watching the. So I think some people are freaks. Who watch this, because like I think I told you I'm releasing this in 2 separate playlists. There's like the chronological order playlist and the release order playlist, right? And people do watch the chronological order playlist. Like there's views in that playlist where they'll put on that specific one, and I'm like, I would wait till it's done at least.
Wait until it's done. Like we've literally have not even watched season 1, episode 1 yet. So like, what do you mean you're watching the chronological?
Hey, and I need to be clear here. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. What the fuck's wrong with you? I love you. Why are you doing this?
Why are you watching it like this? This is like, I know we're watching it the wrong way, but the people that are watching this are watching it the wrong way. Why would you watch why? Why would you do that?
It's,
oh my gosh.
Like, I would get it if you wanted to watch it after everything was done and you're like in chronological order watching our opinions shift and rotate and move. Like, I think that could be fun. Why would you start doing that when we're like 6 episodes in? 8 episodes? Like we're currently nearly double recorded ahead of where we're at released. But like, that means people are watching this with 6 episodes in that are jumping all over the place.
All over the place. Like,
why are you doing that? Wait till it's done. But like, who? The flip side of that, who the fuck are we of all people to
say that?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so this episode had some revelations to it. Pretty obvious why I wanted to give us some times to talk through it at the end, just because of how big of an episode it was, right?
Yep.
On that note, how does this change your current working assumptions of what the fuck's going on in the show? We kind of covered it in in the micro parts of it of like, oh, how do you feel about like this as Leland's plan? How do you feel about it like this? But I'm wanting to step back from the corkboard and look at all the red strings you have up right now in the broader strokes of what is Twin Peaks?
Yeah, I do like frick my life. Like, you know how so far I have separated Twin Peaks into two separate categories, and that is true crime and supernatural like bullshit, right?
Right.
And like I've kept them very siloed from each other in my head because to me, up until this point, it has been there's the true crime aspect, which is Laura Palmer's murder, and then there's the supernatural bullshit, right? And the supernatural bullshit has come in sporadic pieces where I can not ignore them, but like, oh, like I can kind of write them off of like, oh, that's another supernatural thing happening. That's another thing that's like happening that's like supernatural. Like I know that there's supernatural stuff going on now. Whereas this episode has combined it for me because of Harry's one line in that one scene, which is after they charge Ben Horn with Laura Palmer's murder, and that is that he says, to Cooper, I have stuck with you with the dreams, I've stuck with you through all this bullshit, but we have hard evidence now. And it's like, what am I missing? Like there is there is something missing here that connects Harry to Cooper's side where the supernatural aspect is part of the investigation. And so what is it that it is that? Like what, like it's not a crystal ball, but it's like a crystal ball type item that I'm missing here that is leading this investigation of her murder. And like it's that one line that's like I'm still missing a huge chunk of this show. Like there is a big thing that is not there for me. Like the hidden folder is still hidden away of the information I need. And so what do I think of this show?
Like you found the hidden folder, but then when you click on it, it says need a password. And you're
yes,
like,
exactly.
Oh, okay.
That's exactly what it
why do I
feels
need a
like.
password?
Yeah.
This folder was hidden and now it's here and now I need a password.
Yeah. So like, what is
Yeah.
it? What is the connecting thing here? Like, is it Coop? Is Coop the thing that ties everything together? I don't know. I'm missing it. So what do I think of this episode? It's a supernatural true crime series. I don't know. So yeah. That's how I feel about it. Mm-hmm.
No, that's very, very good, very insightful. Really appreciate it. There's a huge elephant that I'm just absolutely ignoring. I can't think of that. There's something that I need to ask you. There's something that needs to be acknowledged in this episode. I'm failing as my job and as a moderator and as a curator right now. I don't know what it is. I'm scrambling. I'm drowning right now, trying to keep my head above waters, fighting for time, trying to remember what. There's something I'm missing here. Oh well. Remember to save the pine weasel. Can you imagine? Just cut right there.
Oh my god! Can you imagine? Jesus.
Yeah. No, I don't know. It's gone. You know. It does have to. I'm pretty sure it has to deal with the supernatural bullshit. But oh man, is it the supernatural bullshit or is it just Leland? I can't remember. But it's gone. It's not gonna matter, and this is gonna drive everyone who watches it crazy. Congratulations.
Yay!
I don't know what it is either, and I'm very sorry about that.
Okay.
Okay. We'll chat for a little bit afterwards and see if it comes and have a little snippet. But
okay.
Yeah, that's going to be it for us today. So are there other questions you should ask you? That was the rate. Oh, well, why I rate it so low.
Yeah.
Or high or whatever. I mean, I covered it. I think that like There's some fun, interesting stuff in here from a conceptual level, which I think you're correct about. I think the trope that I hate ruins this episode, and outside of that, it's fine. It's a normal episode, which is all the stuff that you enjoyed, which is lucky. Yeah, I think some people would probably rate this. Well, let's see where this rates on IMDb. If you're okay, just for a second, let me find where that is. On IMDb, this is the 19th best episode.
Interesting. Oh, really?
So nearly double where it's at on my list right now.
Okay, that's surprising. Okay.
Yeah. We're 38 and it's 19 on that one.
I see.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, what do you think happens in the next episode? Hey, no. I remember. Where do you think? Okay, you're only missing one episode between this one and everything else you've seen.
Yes.
I'm not going to tell you when we see that, but yes, the next. We're missing the connective tissue of season 2, episode 9.
Yes, and episode 7, I believe, as well.
Well, yes, but that's the one before this one.
Yeah.
Right. So
I feel like that's important too. That's important too.
It is. But that's not necessarily what I mean. Right now, you have like a run of like 8 episodes that you've seen right after that, like 10 to 17, right?
Yeah.
There's a 1 episode gap. What do you think happens in that 1 episode that gets us to everything else?
Season
like how do you think
2...
this clearly wraps up the following episode in season 2, episode 9, right? Whatever this is wraps up.
Yes.
What do you think that looks like? That's what the question was this entire time on my brain. There we go.
Okay.
I got there. Hey, we didn't need to do a special feature.
There you go. I do think that like we find out how. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think do we know how Leland died? Like, do we know that, or
you don't know that yet?
We just know that. Okay, we just know that he died. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I think we find out how he died. I think that we find out all of Maddie Ferguson's bullshit. I think that I hope that Donna and James have some sort of wrapping up in terms of Maddie Ferguson, and Ben Horn is gonna be let off scot-free. Like nothing's gonna happen to Ben Horn. Like he's gonna be like, oh, JK, bye. Like that. I think those are the main hitting points of that episode. So yeah. Okay.
Very interesting. No spoilers, but you're not gonna find that out for a while.
Oh, fun. Okay.
yeah. But I was curious because this is like the penultimate thing of this arc. That's not a spoiler because you've seen the 8 episodes that are after the next one.
Yes.
Okay. We usually also ask, what do you think is the next thing you're going to see without telling people what the episode is? So,
without spoiling
what the episode is, I'll edit it out. I always edit it out. So like it's okay. Season 1, episode 7.
Yes. I'm looking at the list right now.
Okay.
Without spoiling how big of a jump it is, I'm gonna go back into my notes. Hold on. I think because cut this out.
Yep.
I'm reading my season 1 episode 2 notes right now.
Okay.
Judging of how season 1 episode 2 went, I think I'm going to get a very similar feeling that it's all the same characters, but it's additional information that I'm getting, which is I think we're gonna get more of the business side of Ben Horn, Catherine, Hank. I think that's what's going to happen in the next episode, is more of that backstory of how their dynamic works in terms of like the shady business dealings behind Twin Peaks. I think that's what we'll get.
You're gonna find out what the fuck's up with the mill finally.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like I'll have more information about that. So.
Okay,
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. I think that does actually properly wrap it up.
Yeah. Now I waved at the camera earlier. Now I felt awkward. Now I can properly wave at the camera.
I just waved and they got a full view of like some eczema in my hand. Yeah. Okay. Remember to save the pine weasel.
And brush your teeth.